All right, let's get to it, shall we? Ooh, the Magician. This is a good reading. This is, you are moving, you're shaking, you're taking those lessons from the pain of the past, and you are having them help you and work for you. So it does look like you have gone through quite a lot in the last couple of months, some big changes coming on, but it looks like now you're moving into the growth space instead of the release space. So congratulations, Pisces. All that hard work and looking at things that were unpleasant is going to pay off for you. So the Magician is really getting in touch with your own magic, your intuition, trusting your words, your feelings, your connection over anyone else's. For many of you, it may be getting back to a yoga class, finding your magic that way, or just meditating, or even wandering into church. But it does indicate that you are connected to the big picture, that it's not just about the surface things. And Scorpio, Pisces, you do dig deep. As it is, you're a water sign. You don't look at the surface things, so it's more of the same and really digging deep to find what brings you your smile. It does look like you have changed some agreements, maybe even released a relationship or two, whether it's an intimate relationship or a friendship. Some changes have gone on, so it does look like it's time for you to rebuild from this position. And it does feel like you are more and more connected to the reasons why we are here on the planet. And you have had it does feel like this infinity sign here. You have it, these symbols right here. So it does feel like you have had quite an aha moment. If you haven't had it already, you're about on the precipice of having one. But it does look like you are getting the big picture here. And if something isn't working that you've been trying to make work, there is a reason why. So it does feel like you have let go of some things. This sword is down on the table. So it does feel like you put the gauntlet down and the sword. So it does feel like you're not fighting anymore. You're not trying to make anything better or different. As the collective, that you reshifted your focus to you and what would help you find your smile. But it is now, looks like you're firmly planted on your karmic path. It looks like you strayed for a little bit, but now that you are kind of back to center, and some of the anger is gone. The white here is lighting up, so it does feel like you're simplifying your life a little bit. That may be through physical things. That may be just, not accepting and not doing things that don't feel comfortable to you anymore. Or it could be cleaning out the garage. But it does feel like you have simplified your life. You're trusting the God of your heart, your spirit, a little bit more, and the journey. So it feels like not as much resistance, that you are going with the flow of life and kind of letting spirit dictate the journey now. The Fool is here, and the Fool actually is a lovely card, and that is the beginning. It is the 0 card of the Tarot. And actually the Tarot is the story of the journey of the Fool. And the Fool is the very first card. So this is where it all begins. And I believe the world is 22. That is the ending. So the Fool is the beginnings of things, and also dictates take a leap of faith, try something new, be brave, Pisces, and see where that new journey will take you. It does feel like you've been kind of on this old ruddy road and trying to sweep the dirt off of something that just is stained forever kind of thing. You've been really trying to clean up other things for other people, and that just hasn't been working. So it's time for you to find your bliss and to take a chance, try and do something different. Or, are you an artist and you put your paints away 10 years ago? Time to dust off those paints and find your bliss again with your art and your creation. And, wintertime is a wonderful time to kind of get into our art. And it could be knitting, it could be, jogging, whatever it is. But it does feel like you are now refocusing more to you than the collective of other people. So take a leap of faith. Okay, the Chariot is on top here. So it does look like, and this can be travel in style, the dark and the light, finding the balance between the dark and the light, and that's pretty true for you, Pisces, because you've got that one fish under the dark side and one fish on the light side. So really trying to find the balance between we all have a darker side to us, or an intrinsic side to us, that we try to improve. So it does feel like you have found a little bit more balance between your dark and your light side. You're a little bit more in acceptance mode than kind of pushing a boulder uphill kind of thing. You're going with the flow a little bit more. This is also feeling like you may be saving for a trip that you've always wanted to do, a journey of some kind, but it can be traveling in style. And, for many of you, it may be some celebration that you want to pay attention to this month or this year. This medical insignia is lighting up for me, so it does feel like maybe in the past you've had some medical stuff. It may be a little bit more into the forefront, so it does feel like it is not like as nagging as it was. So you may be embracing healing right now. If it's a disease, you may have found a way to live with it, or you found a way to live with it better, or a cure. So it does feel like there is some more balance in your health, that you have taken the time to kind of find out some information, do what you need to do a little bit more, and it feels like it's a little smoother sailing. But the Chariot is really balancing the dark and the light, finding your stability in who you are, and travel in style. So it could be saving for those wildest dreams that you've put on hold. So that is what is above you. The 2 here is in the recent past position. Yes, these 2s are always about balance, and the juggle of life, really. That's pretty much what it is, the juggle of life. So you may be, having a hard time juggling work and family and friends, but it does look like you have found some resolution for that. And it does feel like you are refocusing a little bit more on you. This infinity sign here is telling me that you're much, much more on your karmic path in a more positive ways, that you have made some difficult decisions and are trudging forth and healing yourself and making you and your desires, your choices, your wants and desires a little bit more important than you have before. It looks like you've kind of put your creature comfort sometimes on the back shelf. Well, that won't work for very long, and usually our body creates dis-ease of some kind, whether it's mental, physical, or emotional. So it does feel like your body kind of took a hit over the last couple of months, and now it's coming back to center. But yeah, really finding your balance and the ups and downs of everything. So the juggle is working a little bit better, but it does feel like you had to extricate or take something out of the mix in order for the flow to be a little bit more manageable for you, Pisces. The Queen of Pentacles is here. She can be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. This feels like, and the Queen, she's very earthy. Pentacles are about physical things. She's kind of like the earth mama. She's very loving and nurturing, and she kind of collects people in for the great collective hug. This does feel like a person. So this may be someone that has been giving good advice. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's a lover, but it does feel like someone that's in your heart space. So this could be a friend, this could be a confidant, but it does look like they were able to bring something into focus for you on that physical level. And it may be in collaboration. You may be in collaboration with this Queen of Pentacles. Again, that's an Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Can be a male or female, even though she is in a female body on this card. But it does feel like some self-nurturing is in order, and to kind of connect with this person to resolve some things. But it does look like you are working with this person for a positive ending in all the kind of tumultuous stuff that was going on the last couple of months. So this may be someone you've asked for advice. This may be a friend that you're just reconnecting with, or a potential new lover that is helping you clear some things. So the Page of Pentacles is here. This can be children. This also can be messages. If it is a child, again, that is an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. It does feel like some of these decisions that had been made, or the kind of discord that was going on in the last couple of months, was affecting some of the children around you or around the household. And it does feel like that is lightening a little bit, so you may be able to spend some more time with these kids if that is what's going on. But it also feels like a message, and a page is, those messages can come from anywhere, and Pentacles, Page of Pentacles are about good news, and it could be regarding material goods. Somebody could be gifting you something, sending you something in the mail, but could be even an Amazon package, who knows. But it's about worldly ambition and good news of worldly ambition. So did you put in for that promotion at work? Maybe you're going to get some news about it. But for the most part, this does feel like good news around work, material goods, money, something like this. But it's a positive. It is not a negative. It's a positive. So the basis of all this, it looks like, was some kind of heart betrayal. This doesn't look like it's happening right now. It does look like it's a basis for a lot of decisions that you have made to change some things around. This can, as I said, be an affair. This can be just as simple as a friend who's dear to you lying or gossiping, but it can be an affair. It can be a divorce as well, or some kind of separation in your life. It is directly across from the Queen of Pentacles, so maybe you have let go of some friendships in your life, or a lover, or are getting divorced. This does feel like there has been some kind of separation of some kind. Sorry, that was double negative. Anyway, there has been a separation. So it's like, it does feel like you're rebuilding either from that friendship or that marriage or that partnership, and you are rebuilding. It does feel like the load is a lot lighter since you have made that decision, or have shifted your mindset a little bit more. The Ace of Wands is right here. That's the God cards. That's the hand of God. And Ace of Wands, that's fire signs. That's movement. So it could be a sudden change that happened. This could have been you suddenly found out about this betrayal, and it just kind of changed your whole world, rocked your whole world. So this can be anything. Could be anything, actually. Let me just stop there. It could be anything. But it does feel like a sudden change has happened, or is about to happen as you're trundling along. It's something that came right out of the heavens. You were completely unaware of and kind of shocked about it, and having to make some decisions. The Wheel of Fortune is right here, and those are those decisions. If you put energy into the positive, the Wheel of Fortune creates positive. Wheel of Fortune can create negative if we dwell on the negative too much. So it's kind of like you're in control here. The Wheel of Fortune can be luck, good luck. It's very good luck. And because it's showing up here after all this, it feels like it's really a gift to you that all was revealed. So you can make some changes. You can move forward into your higher creative self and find your bliss again. So this Wheel of Fortune is right here in Hopes and Desires position, right below the High Priestess. And that also is finding balance. You've got the Chariot here and the High Priestess. So it does feel, and the Magician. So it does feel like you're going more into your spiritual self, whether it's meditating, looking at the big picture, writing in a journal, but really kind of getting more down into the spiritual realm, or up into the spiritual realm of things. And it can mean wandering back into church, getting signing up for a yoga class, really kind of peeling the onion of life, if you will, and finding a little more calmness and a little bit more faith in yourself and others. So this high priestess, she's right here in the culmination section. So it does really feel like that is a main focus for you now, where maybe it wasn't so much in the past. The Queen of Cups is on one side. This is a water sign. This is a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This can stand for you as well. But this does feel like someone outside of you. So you may be reconnecting with someone that you had a lot of joy with in the past and have not really connected for whatever reason. And it may be a new love person as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be a woman, but again, that could be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But it does feel like the High Priestess has a hand in this, in bringing the two of you back together. It does feel like you have some work to do with this person, that person was pushed to the side, but it does feel like it's time to come forward and connect with this person, whether you send him a hi, how you doing, miss you, send him a card or a phone call. But it does look like it's time to reconnect with this person, because you had some great joy in the past, and for whatever reason you weren't allowed to continue at the time. But it does look like a new opportunity, either for friendship, could be a new lover, or just reconnecting with a family member that you haven't seen in a very, very long time. And this kind of validates that. This is the Six of Cups. This can be messages from the past. So it does look like pay attention to some messages. They can either come, by way of electronics, through the snail mail, or just running into somebody in the grocery store. But it does look like you will be getting messages from the past, messages of love, Cups are about love and about emotions and about feelings. So this does look like you may be reconnecting with someone that you loved, that you were separated from the past. So that is your general reading, Pisces, for the month of November. It looks pretty good. It looks like you're going to finally be rewarded for some of those difficult decisions that you have been facing. So let's see what the Angels and Abundance cards have to say. Oh, all right. That one. I want it to come out. Which one? Okay, that one. All right. Take a divinely guided chance. All right, take a chance. And the other one is release jealousy. Jealousy is an affirmation that you don't have something, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's successes inspire rather than frustrate you. If they can have it, so can you. So now it's time to turn down all those lower chakra fears and rise above into the love-based emotions. So it does feel like jealousy might have been a part during the basis of all this, whether it's your jealousy or someone else's. It does look like it guided some decisions, and that is not really beneficial for you and moving forward into a place of bliss and growth. So let that go if you can. It does not serve you. So take a divinely guided chance. So I think that's what this is here, reconnecting. And the divine has a lot to do with this. So this is like hand of God stuff. That is on your plate or headed towards you. So all positive change is successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance into new territories as you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you. You make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. Yeah, Pisces, you may be reconnecting with a love from the past of some kind. But yeah, it really feels like taking a chance on something you let go, or weren't in a good space for at the time. But it does feel like a reconnection, and that it is divinely guided.